Well, this is the last of our Vision interviews, and you know what they say, we've saved the best till last. So I want to introduce you to my good friend James Sesay. He is a member of All Nations Revival Church. He's living at the moment. He's been working, he's been studying, he's qualified. He'll tell us more about it. Here's James from Freetown, Sierra Leone. James, just introduce yourself a little bit, will you?
Hi, everyone. Hi, whosoever is listening or hearing, wherever you are. My name is James B. Sesay, member of the All Nations Revival Church, currently living in Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone. And it's good to be on Zoom. So my hope is that it will be clear, and then you can get me loud and clear. You can understand anything I say.
So James's family are living here in the UK. James, tell us a little bit about what you believe is God's vision for your life.
Well, God's vision for my life, or what I call it, claimed vision, has been, so help me God, to be a voice for the voiceless. To speak where others can't, or to stand where others cannot. And that is why I've been pursuing the goal I am in right now. So that has been my dream, vision, and I've always worked towards that. Thank you.
James, tell us where that originated from. And I know that you tell of a visit to Freetown. I was with you at the time. Tell us about how this was birthed in your heart.
Yes, this vision was born into my heart precisely in 2002 when I first visited Sierra Leone for the first time after being in the UK for about 8 years. I came back in here after the war, the war that is often described as senseless war that destroyed so many lives and property in this country.
Yeah.
So on my visit, I and Pastor Kevin, we visited some of the deprived areas, including the amputee camp. So we went to the Aberdeen Road amputee camp, and on there I was, on arrival, greeted by a lad of, I'm sure, less than 2 years, who was creeping out of the amputee camp building with both of his hands hacked up. And that was what prompted a cry of anger and stressful view, for which I said, this voice, such as this, will need someone to stand up. I'm not saying him particularly, because I probably will never meet him again. I'm hoping I will, but I haven't met him. So that was when it was birthed in me. And that was when I returned back to the UK. I decided to go to higher institution and to read law, come back into this country and become a lawyer. Thank you.
So you studied law in the UK and you got your degree here in the UK. Tell us about what happened when you went back to Freetown.
Fast forward. I went back to the UK, went to college, because then my O-level and A-level results, credits were no longer acceptable in any institution in the UK. So I sought my applications or my admissions into universities. I got accepted. I studied for 3 years, completed my LLB honors, and then flew back and worked for 2 years afterwards, preparing myself to come back to Sierra Leone to continue.
What did you work as, James? What did you work as here?
As a taxi driver when I finished, because that was the easiest job you can have. I joined Addison Lee, and then I worked very hard for 2 years, and then decided to equip myself, bought cars, ship them, pay my fees, and then arrange myself, organize myself, and then flew in here for this fight. And that was back in end of 2012 to start 2013.
Was it all plain sailing back in Freetown? when you were
No,
studying for your call to the bar?
no, it's never been. It's never been.
Tell
Sierra
us
Leone
about it,
happens to
James.
be not the smooth of countries we can operate. I came in here and then went through the course. I always describe it as one of the most oppressive academic environments you can find yourself. So it wasn't plain sailing. I went through the process, finished exams, got called to the bar to make matters shorter in explanation. Got called to the bar on the 13th of October 2013. When came back, I start my practice, PPL, 5 months down into my practice, my training contract, if you like, then there was issue that after all, the law school administration has been practicing corrupt practices and so on and so forth. So they were going to recall every lawyer that went through the law school on that year. I happened to be a victim. Thank you.
So you had to resit a second time?
Yes, we reset the exams again in October, and then I was returned unsuccessful. So I flew back to Sierra, and so I never gave up. I went back to my work and continued. You know, that was where the tent mentality came about. For me not to give up on what I was doing simply because I am fighting for something. So I went back on what I was doing and continued. And then for another 2 years, and I decided I came back again in July, on the 20th of July, I must be precise, 2016, to come and continue again. And I went back to law school in September of 2016. And then I came back at the end of that school session, again, did not succeed. For many issues, I cannot complain because they are behind me now.
And that was the second time, James. So you took it twice. Now
that was the second time. Yes, that is correct. I never
so
gave
did
up.
You go
A lot
back
of
and take it
my
a third
colleagues
time?
who we started this whole, yes. So I went in again. In fact, the second time was more even devastating because I did all I could have done. I put all the hours and time and everything, putting that as a priority. Eventually, I came back unsuccessful. That never turned me off. I still believed in myself because one thing I came to learn in the whole process is that one has to believe in God, believe in your vision, but more than anything else, believe in yourself. I've always believed what God has said in my heart or in my life will come to pass. So I didn't go back to the UK. I just went back straight to law school again, sought admission to exercise my last chance, and then got admission, and I went back in. Well, this is following so many numerous advices from different relatives, friends, and then senior colleagues in the bar and senior colleagues in the judiciary advised me to go back for it, and I went. It was a hard time. Again, in that year, 2017, 2018 academic year, the school sought to kick me out from the school. That was another huge challenge. It's like I was merely living on a mere lifeline, on a thread, suggesting that I have in fact exhausted my time to come to the law school.
So that was 3 times, James?
That was the 3rd time, yes. But then
and
they
now
nearly
you go
wanted
back
to kick me.
for the 4th time?
That's what they are saying, but that wasn't the case because they then said the exams I took first during my time, my 1st year, would have been counted, but until a panel of decision makers persuaded the administration that no, that one was taken as one because it was recalled after I was called to the bar and passed my exam, taken as one. So whatever I took there was one exam, and that one 2016, and that one in 2017. So therefore, I have not exhausted my time. So for which I was allowed to continue, and then I did all I could again, putting everything into play. Well, I won't be able to give you details of what exactly happened, but it has been a challenging period for me, both emotionally, psychologically. But you know what? I came to believe that he who fights and run away will live to fight again. And I never give up.
Amen.
And I keep going one day at a time. I never look back. I've always trusted that there is the future which I need to fight for.
James,
went through.
it is so inspiring to hear you and to have watched you over these years not give up on this vision God has given you, and you have overcome discouragement and what would look like failure, and now you've succeeded. You've been called to the bar, and we're very proud of you, James. Now that you are a lawyer and you're going to start practicing, tell us, with this vision of being a voice for the voiceless, explain. We've got a couple of minutes left, that's all, so I want you to be very specific. What does it mean to be a voice for the voiceless?
You know, life and that has no time bar on it. It is about your resolve to run the race. You know, most of the obstacles that I came through were telling me, what is the point? What is the point? Practice for what satisfied me. Finally, on the 24th of April, 2020, I finally signed my rules of court, and then registered for the first practice certificate. Up to April next year would have been a success year in my life. And then let me tell you one thing. There's something that normally beats your heart most. And that is one thing that you want to do. And I found myself in the place where I exactly had wanted to be, because even right now, a lot of people have gone through me, through my practice, that are proud that I met them. Because my principle has always been, I want people to say, thank God I met James. So through God's presence in me, in my profession, I want my life to touch people who will never have had the opportunity for that. And that is where I believe I want to serve God. And that doesn't mean only in Sierra Leone. I want it to be in the UK. I want it to be in New Zealand. I want it to be in Australia, in France, in Germany, wherever the Lord may lead me. All I want to do is that my life touches someone's life. That someone feels different to where he was before he meets me. That is my desire. And so help me, God. I want to be the one that will continue standing for wherever the need be for me to stand. And I know, regardless of all my shortfalls in whatever, my God is going to use me as a vessel for his kingdom on earth.
James, thank you so much. That's been really, really great to hear. And we're looking forward to seeing you back here in the UK as soon as possible. Take care, my friend.
As soon as possible. I'm grateful.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Grateful. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Bye.